Hey everyone, and welcome back to our last video for now on our echo equipment for my freshman students. So now I'm going to be talking about our Philips IE33, which is also an older model, however does produce some pretty good quality images. This machine, just like our newer Philips, does have similar details and similar capabilities. It's just an older model. So I'm creating this video to walk us through how to do some of the basic things. Something important to know about this machine is that it will not save any information without putting in patient data first. So it will not save any clips or anything, any frozen images. So first thing we're going to want to do is click our patient data button, which is located on the left-hand side. And we can pull out our keyboard. It has an actual keyboard. And you can type the information to get started. I'm just gonna do test. And you can use the trackball and kidney bean buttons to move from line to line. If you go down to study type and you select adult echo, it will also allow you to put in some metrics such as our height and weight, as well as our blood pressure, indications, patient history, basically the exact same information that the new machines will also prompt. To begin scanning, you can hit the 2D button on the right touchscreen, and you'll notice that your patient information is now on the top, and you'll see your EKG if you have them hooked up to your patient. The keyboard just gently goes back into the console. Some important details to note about the console of this machine is that on the left-hand side, we have our patient data, which is where we just entered our patient information. We have an end exam button for when we're all done and we're ready to archive that exam to review later or to move on to the next patient. We have a report, which is essentially our worksheet. And we have review, where we can review the images and cine clips that we've taken for the patient. Moving towards the right, we have both TGCs, which are our vertical up and down option, and we have LCGs, which are our horizontal option here. We have several buttons in the middle. We have our compression, our gain, our audio volume, as well as our depth. We have our trackball with our kidney bean options when selecting images or making measurements completed. We have our caliper for generic measurements. We have eye scan, which I do recommend, especially when you're new and are scared to mess with some of the physics settings. Eye scan can help improve your image. I do recommend trying to use it. We have our acquire button over to the right, and under that we have a larger freeze button. Again, to freeze, you would press it one time and scroll to the appropriate part of the cine clip to perform measurements. To acquire on this machine, you would press the acquire button one time. Notice that we have an hourglass there. And when the machine beeps, that means that it has acquired the image. This machine is set for prospective, meaning that it is setting, when you hit the acquire button, it's going to record the appropriate amount of beats after hitting the button. So it is currently set to 2. We like to have it set to 3, which you can do on this left touchscreen here using the appropriate knob. And when you hit the acquire button again, it's going to record those 3 beats, and then you can move forward on to the next image. On the left touchscreen here, we have our transducer options, annotation options. The main thing that we're going to use over here is we're going to make sure that our beats are set on at least 3, but also if we need to alter our EKG settings, we would go to physio, and we can then use the appropriate knobs to edit the position of our EKG line, as well as our ECG lead and our gain as well, to adjust the amplitude of those electrical signals. gonna move the camera a little closer here for the bottom. So this is what that looks like. Then moving over to the right screen here, this is where we are going to select our different modes. So for example, if I wish to use M mode, I would click the M mode button and it would activate M mode. Color is the same, pulse wave, and continuous wave. To take one off, you can either press the 2D button to reset, or you can select the same activated button again to deselect it or deactivate it. Now, of course, each time you enter into one of these modes, the appropriate options for the mode will show up at the bottom. So for example, if I hit pulse wave, I'm then able to alter my baseline, my gain, scale, reject, and wall filter, or even my sweep speed, which is in the bottom right here. If I wish to do measurements, I could go ahead and freeze the image. And over to the left screen, you'll notice that there's a button that says Analysis. Analysis is essentially our measure button. When I click that, all appropriate measurements for said modality, so for example, M-mode measurements, color, pulse wave, continuous wave, or tissue Doppler will show up under analysis when that specific mode is activated. So currently I have pulse wave activated, so therefore these are pulse wave appropriate measurements. That is very beneficial when you're new to echo because it helps take a little bit of the guesswork or remembering whenever we're going through a test or we're a little bit stressed. I'm gonna go back to my 2D here. And another thing about the Philips is, if you remember from the video of the newer model, our cursor is always on the screen. To activate it, you select the kidney bean button and whatever you are currently active in will be highlighted here. So it's currently under cursor and the cursor is currently green. So I can swing that cursor across the screen and place the little circle, which is going to be my gate if I'm using pulse wave, for example, to the appropriate section. You can also notice that my focus is off on the side here, so I can adjust my focus as necessary using the focus button here. And just another side note about this machine is that anything that is active on the touch screen is going to be orange. So whenever something is orange on this touch screen, I'm able to use that appropriate knob to activate it. For example, with this one, we have two different options, but currently my focus is chosen. So if I alter this knob either clockwise or counterclockwise, my focus is going to move. If I want to use my focus range, I would click on the touchscreen, my focus range, and then I can use the knob for the focus range. Something else that I'm often asked, especially in the beginning, or for students that don't use this machine often, is where is the power button? The power button is not directly on the console, as with all of our other pieces of equipment. The power button is actually located where that green dot is, right here, which is on the back side of the machine. Well, it's still the front side, but it's behind the console and behind the screen. So that is a basic overview of our Philips IE33. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and please do ask. And again, remember, there's nothing settings-wise that you can break that I can't fix. So please do mess with those physics settings and optimize your images.